Hi, it's Miss Amy. Welcome to our Imagine Your Story Creation Challenge. We have a bit of a different video this week because we have a special guest presenter on Thursday for our Zoom event. We have the American Swedish Historical Museum going to be on Zoom with us to do a program about Scandinavian storytelling. Gnomes, trolls, and giants. Oh my! So there will be a link to sign up for that program in the description of this video. And when you sign up, you'll get an activity guide with some things to color and cut out for some of the activities that we're going to do during the program. So this week, I'm going to be doing a Viking true and false game for our video because the Vikings were from the area of the world known as Scandinavia. So that's today the countries of Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, that area of the globe. So the Vikings were responsible for a lot of the stories that we know today from that area. So here we go. We're going to play Viking true or false. Okay, question 1. True or false? Sagas were a type of food that Vikings would eat. True or false? Sagas were a type of food that Vikings would eat. The answer is it is false. Saga is actually the Old Norse word for story. So sagas were stories of Viking battles, heroes, or voyages that were passed down and told from generation to generation, and eventually later they became written down. All right, question 2. True or false? Runes were a written version of the Old Norse language made up of symbols that could be carved onto objects. So question 2, true or false? Runes were a written version of the Old Norse language made up of symbols that could be carved onto objects. The answer is that is true. So runes were these symbols often made up of lines, different sizes or angles that looked a little bit like sticks. And runes can be a little bit difficult to decode because sometimes the same symbol was used to represent different letters. So a little tricky to read runes. Okay, question 3. True or false? Odin, Freya, and Loki are well-known Scandinavian musicians. Question 3. True or false? Odin, Freya, and Loki are well-known Scandinavian musicians. The answer is that is false. So Odin, Freya, and Loki are actually Norse gods. So they were the Viking gods, and they appear in a lot of the Norse mythology stories that we know today. Odin was known as the king of the gods. Loki is known as the trickster and a shapeshifter. And Freya was the goddess of love and beauty and battle. All right, question 4. True or false? Several of our words for the days of the week come from Viking culture. True or false? Several of our words for the days of the week come from Viking culture. The answer is true. It is true. So the Vikings would sometimes honor their gods on different days. So for example, Thursday was a feast day for the Vikings, and so they honored one of their favorite gods, Thor, and they called it Thor's Day, which later became Thursday in English. Another example of that is they would honor their goddess Frigg, Odin's wife, on a certain day, and that her day was known as Frigg's Day, which became Friday. All right, question 5, last one. True or false? Skalds were professional poets who shouted out poems in the midst of battle. True or false? Skalds were professional poets who shouted out poems in the midst of battle. The answer is that is true. So Skalds were very skillful. They would have to come up with poems on the spot in the middle of battle. They were very clever with their use of language. So sometimes they would do things like call the sea, instead of just talking about the sea, they would say the whales rode. Or instead of using the word battle, they would refer to it as a weapon storm. And Skalds also told poems, not just in battle, but in the halls and homes of the kings as well. So that is our Viking true and false game for today. Thanks for playing along with us. And again, we're going to be doing a Scandinavian storytelling program from the American Swedish Historical Museum this Thursday, July 2nd at 4 p.m. There is a link in the video description if you would like to sign up. Hope to see you there. It'll be a virtual Zoom event. And thank you for watching.